In the past few classes, we have been looking at digital testing. Digital testing, we started with combinational testing. Combinational circuit testing. We talked about uh, D algorithm, fault sensitization, fault propagation, automatic test pattern generation. Then we looked at sequential testing, which is harder than combination testing. And we said that with the help of scan chains, we can overcome that difficulty. We can convert the problem of testing sequential circuits to one of testing combinational circuits. So, that is why we call it as design for test. So, design for test means we add some additional logic to make the circuit more testable. So, an example is scan chains. Then later we went on to look at logic based. We talked about pseudo random pattern generation. We talked about multiple input signature registers. We talked about Bilbo based. We also talked about test compression. Where seeds can be stored in the tester and they can be uncompressed into test vectors by an on chip PRPG and phase shifter. So, we have been looking at these aspects about digital testing. So, there are many good books on the topic of digital testing. I may have already referred to two of them in my previous lectures. So, the most popular one that was released in the 90s, I think, is by Abramovich, Brewer, and Friedman. Okay. And then later Bushnell and Agarwal. So, this one is restricted only to digital testing, whereas this one extends and also talks about memory, digital, memory and analog mixed signal. And there are a few other books, you will find them online. But a lot of materials are also available, plenty of lecture notes, are already available. For example, Professor Vishwani Agarwal, who also wrote this book, he, if you search for Vishwani Agarwal, he has compiled PowerPoint slides for this book. in the same way you will find several others who have provided lectures as well as slides. So, it is very well documented, right. And I may have mentioned to you that there is an international test conference that happens every year. Okay. There is also a VLSI test symposium that happens every year, and there is an Asian test symposium that happens every year, and there is also a European test conference, okay, Euro test I think, okay, which happens every year. I think Euro DAC, okay, Design Automation Conference, and Design Automation Conference itself is another important conference. These are all IEEE conferences. Now, ITC also has an India edition. So, this has been happening for the past few years, and it happens in Bangalore, typically in July. So, there are many venues to learn. Okay, you can learn from books, you can learn from online lecture notes, you can attend some of these conferences that I mentioned, in particular this one, right, because it happens right here in India. So, you can take advantage of these sources. Okay.